Welcome back. Welcome back to this series where we are navigating single motherhood, life after divorce, all under the Transform with Kaffy. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. This is a space that is safe for us to experience what restoration, rejuvenation, reclamation of self looks like. Transformation is the key, and I am dedicated to your elevation of mind, body, and spirit. Hey there, Dr. Kaffy here. And right here with me is a book that contains power, purpose, essence, resilience, the story that is relatable to people, young, old, man, woman, boy, girl, that had a story where they are finding their self, finding their worthiness, seeking the essence and how to manifest it through a world that's put a lot of stop checks in your life. This is my story, the story where my childhood shaped a lot of what I am today. And a lot of us can relate to that, especially in Africa. This is a book that will not only spark inspiration, motivation, but it's going to ignite a fire inside of you where that soft voice that was needing validation to why it should fight for itself and its essence. This book is going to ignite that. It's an easy read, it is fun, and the testimonials have been pouring in about the book. It has been a game changer. A lot of people who don't even like to read called me and say, I don't like to read, I'm not a reader, but I read this and I could not stop reading. All that I've been through, all that I am, God gave me the capacity to be able to wield it as a tool that people in the world today and when I'm gone can use to navigate through life and believe that there's nothing impossible as long as you set your mind to it. You don't even need to see it to create it. I created an opportunity with a tool that was least considered worthy, not to talk of honorary or dignifying. And I stand here today as one who has toured the world, been honored on different stages, created companies, raising 2 beautiful children off the back of dance. So I don't care what it is that you are. Do not let the world metric system be the one to judge or to measure your worthiness. I don't care whether you're a baker, whether you're a seamstress, a fashion designer, a hairdresser, a social media manager. You can dine among kings and queens as long as you believe in it. You don't need people to believe in it. You need to believe in it. And when you do, the people will come, the help will come. And every other thing that didn't align will start to align. So grab your copy of Alajota today. You can get one copy ebook or paperback on Amazon, or you can go directly to www.iamkaffy.com. Go to my shop and you can purchase a copy of Alajota, any choice you want. You can buy it as a gift as well. This book will shift a needle in your life's trajectory in the positive direction. So let's get to it. So today I want to talk about reclaiming my femininity as a single mother. I will not lie to you. When you are in a relationship that one of the major things is infidelity, you lose your sense of worthiness. It makes you question your everything, my femininity, my beauty, everything that makes me feel like a woman is questioned. And because I have such a strong persona, I'm that kind of woman that people say, I did behave like man, you do like man, but I am a very feminine woman. I've had a man come close to me one time. I think we're doing some physical activity and he touched me. I was like, oh, you're actually so soft that from outside you just look like this. But coming close to you, you're soft. That's all physical, not to talk of my spirit. I am a sucker for love. I am never that. When it comes to man, I am very soft when it comes to when I'm in love. My crown, I can even drop it like this, which is part of the mistake. But when I'm in love, I just bam, leave it. And that was part of the reasons why it was really devastating. And hey, you question yourself over and over again because you're like, are you not enough? Are you not sexy enough? Are you not fine enough? Are you not beautiful enough? But I've came to a realization that all of that doesn't even matter when it comes to when somebody wants to, cheat on you, or when infidelity is going to occur. It doesn't matter. It's a state of the person's being prior or during. Some people will say something, your spouse did something, and that's the reason why they went out there. I even asked the question, I asked, is it something I did? And I got a response that it wasn't you, which is not something you did. It was something they did. So it's not all the time that it's the woman that did something that drove the man outside. Sometimes it could be just a habit or something that they did not, or something they didn't deal with before marriage. And I saw the red flags and I did not know how to navigate that because I was thrown in more, by the whole love. I love you, I cherish, I love my husband so much. How could he hurt me? That kind of feeling. So that damaged a lot for me from a self-confidence perspective, even though I am that woman that go on stage and I exude confidence. But when it comes to when I come home, I don't have that much. And I wondered why. So when the divorce, when everything went the way it did, it really affected the way I felt about myself, even though a part of me is still resilient. So don't think I was very low down. Oh, why me? No, it's there. But I'm a survivor. So because I'm a survivor, I'm able to create some kind of balance, but not like I wasn't broken inside. I just knew how to mask it, right? But when I started all my healing journey and practices, if you've not watched that video, click this video right here where I spoke about my practices for healing and self-love practices. It helped me regain that. And one of the things that I found back, let me tell you something. I'm going to be a bit vulnerable here. Before my marriage ended, I was celibate. Like, what I say celibate within marriage, I was not having sex with my partner for 3 years, up to 3 years before the divorce, because I was so deep into the trauma of what I was going through that I didn't feel safe to have that connection. And even after the divorce, I didn't have like any partner for years. And the when I now encountered a man that gave an opportunity for me to want to open up again, it felt very new. Like, okay, I can feel like this. Oh my God. I started feeling things that I never even felt when I was in marriage. I started feeling again on my own. No, not like the person did anything to me, to my body. My body was opening up, but like my body was finally ready. My mind, somewhere inside my divinity, my energy inside was finally ready to open up. And I started feeling myself wanting to dress differently, feel differently. I wasn't trying to impress a man. I was just trying to be. And gradually, if people watch my videos, you see that my look and feel started changing. I was dressing more feminine. I just wanted to be in that space, even though I didn't even know at that time what divine femininity was. I didn't even know what femininity was. I just thought, now that I know, I can call it that. And it's just energy that comes from inside where you just feel safe within your body. I started liking my body more. I started appreciating myself all over again. I could look at myself naked and not look a certain way. I had to practice many times in front of the mirror where I would look at my body. I would dress, I would be stripped myself naked, and I would look at my body from head to toe and start speaking words of affirmation to my body, touch my womb, touch every part, my breast, everywhere. There are times where I do practices where I oil myself. I love aromatherapy and just bask in that, and my body comes alive beautifully. And it also affected how I showed up. For some time, I didn't feel like doing anything womanly or anything that reminds me of being a wife. The things I love to do, I stopped doing. I love to cook. I couldn't find myself cooking or baking or doing all those things anymore. The only thing I did, I cleaned and all of that, but I didn't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like the first time I came back to the kitchen and my kids saw me baking. That day, me, apron, everything, and they bake on one side, they bake fish on the other, they bake. Mom, when it almost felt like my kids would look like, Mom, welcome, that kind of feeling. There was this excitement. My sister, everybody was like, she's in the kitchen. It felt like some new wave just occurred. Everybody, like, I could see my energy affect my environment, and everybody was happy that I am happy. Like, it's almost like one thing to prove that I've started becoming happy was the fact that I could come down to the kitchen. I had moments where certain things would trigger me. So I changed all the furnitures in the house. I changed the beddings. I changed a lot of things in my environment. You understand? I engaged in different physical activities. I was doing Tai Chi. I was doing Kung Fu. I was running a lot almost every day. I was letting lawn tennis, anything that would help me remove the energy. And I was doing that, and it was coming back. And it was coming back. And as my feminine energy started returning back to me, then I started learning about feminine energy. I started watching videos about it. I started following other women who's been on that journey and how to speak about femininity. I started learning about femininity not being a force or a do energy. It's a flow and a receive energy. And when the woman needs to be in her masculine, there's a way she'll be in her masculine. I have that. I'm still a very passionate person. So sometimes people confuse my passion for masculine energy. I'm very passionate. Can't stop being that. But I'm more in my feminine now than ever. And feminine energy is also very resolute and very strong energy. It's also an energy that has boundaries. I'm still working on boundary part, but I'm doing better at it now to understanding how I shouldn't feel uncomfortable protecting myself from certain scenarios or situations. I have standards and uphold those standards, and how not to compromise them even when I like someone, because when I love or like somebody, I tend to drop my guard or drop my standards to an extent, to not the kind of standard I'll say, oh, my friend is stealing, let me come and steal. Not that. Not that kind. But I mean, like, you might do something that I don't like, and because I like you, I can give you a pass. That's what I mean. So there's enough grace here for those things. But now I have realized that if those things are deal breakers, there's no more need to condone that. I can give you grace to allow the relationship to continue to flourish. If you also will take accountability and are ready to do the work, I'm ready to do the work with you. I have relationships right now that have really challenged me, and we are all growing together. And I love those kind of relationship that, okay, I am flawed, you are flawed, but we see our flaws and we are working on it. Oh yeah, and let's start working on it. Okay, I'm seeing the changes. You are seeing changes in me. You are able to look at me and say, Omo, you're not the same Kaffy I met last year. And I'm like, Omo, you're not the same girl, or you're not the same guy that I met last year. There's so much about you that has changed. Do you understand? And that is what it is. And that energy, when you start operating your authentic self and growing into that, a lot of things start to work for your flow. But the difficult part of it is sometimes your old self fights back. You have to catch yourself when your old habit comes, or when sometimes I have a habit of wanting to flare, then I catch myself, or wanting to over-explain, then I catch myself, overwrite, over talk, I catch myself. So I can reflect, I can be calm, you understand, in all of that. I'm going to read a question I got. I told you that this particular content, we always get questions from people. So I got a question and somebody says that, I don't know which one to read first, Seth. It says that a man recently countered one of your points, claiming that during a project you insisted he addresses you as Dr. Kaffy and that you spoke to him like a child. Do you recall this encounter, and what's your response to this version of events? Yes, I think I spoke about men not wanting to date, not men, a man not wanting to go into full-blown commitment with me because I had 2 kids. And somebody countered that by saying all of this, that part of the reason why I'm not getting a man to commit to me is my character, because I talk to him like a child by demanding. And what he meant by talking to him like a child is because I demanded that he called me Dr. Kaffy. First of all, I am not going to be the one to school a man from his immature way of thinking or from his low self-esteem or insecurities. I believe that if there's a professional setting, I should be accorded the respect I deserve in that setting. If I want to be addressed a certain way, I should be able to hold you to that. And let us look at it from a general perspective. In Africa, we're very big on titles. We're big on respect and a lot of that. Why that is, I do not know. But it has created the avenue for 2 scenarios. One, a scenario whereby you are more respected with your title, giving more respect and accolades. 2, the moment you strip a title of, and title might not even be professional title. It could be as simple as Miss or Mrs. or sis or ma'am, right? The moment you allow an average African to call you by name, there is a subconscious way they just reduce respect for you. It's almost like you open the door of entitlement, you open the door of familiarity for them to speak to you a certain way. Let's not forget, I am in an entertainment industry where women are objectified sexually a lot. Sometimes men who do not have enough self-confidence rely on certain approaches in order to find a way to get at you. I'm not saying this is this guy's own manner, right? His own is probably just ego. He cannot see why a female, let alone a dancer who was probably given some authority over certain maybe production element or whatever, needs to be called a doctor in a space where he is. I don't know what he's. I can't remember who this person is. I can't remember the scenario, but I can remember many scenarios where I have to be working with men and deal with a lot of egoistic utterances, misogynistic and patriarchal, condescending behaviors. And I had to check that by how I show up. And one of the first things that creates a boundary for me is how I am addressed. The moment you allow them to call you by name, they automatically, that thing that they have in hindsight, in the back of their mind, they bring it forward and start speaking to you from there. I have had scenarios where in a professional setting, from nowhere, I'll be talking to a group of men or people, and a man from nowhere that forms familiarity of over friendship comes and picks me up, and carries me or lifts me up like a child. And I'm like, we don't even have that kind of relationship, but see the perception he's trying to create. We're not that kind of friends. We're not best friends. We're not childhood friends. We're not my brother. Even my brother will not lift me up like that. I have had to two or three occasions I've had to speak to men in the agency to say, do not pick me up again. Oh, God, the iron. No. I might have a very cool, playful energy. And sometimes I am not even in that energy or not in that zone that will say, oh, it's because of the way I saw you, I lifted you. Some people say because they were so excited, they love who I am, and they just feel like, I'm just this kitty. Please drop me down. Don't cute me that way. I don't want. You understand? I'm a grown-up woman. Because of my small stature, because I have small stature, come and be carrying me like Dodi. If somebody doesn't understand who I am now, see that kind of scenario, they'll think there's something between you and that person, or there must be a relationship that created that avenue. There isn't. I have had male friends tell me to check a male counterpart based on how I was addressed. I had this scenario, I was working in Abuja on a project, and someone who used to call me ma'am, Dr. Kaffy, just for one way or the other, believed that he can just start calling me by name. And during the meeting, the way he was using my name was not respectful. So Kaffy, and this is the, so Kaffy, the emphasis on that so Kaffy was, it had, like, this woman is not your mate, right? By the time we got back home to base, my friend had to call me and say, I don't like the way he's addressing you. You need to check him. And I don't worry, it's somebody that is I'm cool with. I'll speak to you in front of the guy. Say, no, check it now. Because by tomorrow, he might come in another way. You might not be able to check him right there. I had to make a phone call in front of my friend. And I had to call him and say, hey, dude, this is the scenario that occurred at the office today at the meeting. I'm not speaking from a place of trying to tear you down, but I'm speaking from a place whereby I'm not comfortable with the way you address me. We're in a work environment. Please keep it as this. I would rather that, because number one, first of all, age-wise, yeah, and that guy were like 30 years apart, right? Don't talk of even based on the work description, based on even my status. Come on. Some men just want to test you. And it's not because they want to do anything bad with it. It makes them feel good. It tickles the ego. Let's not pretend as if it doesn't happen. So whatever that guy is and the problem he has with not calling me Dr. Kaffy and thinking that's the reason why I don't have a boyfriend. Trust me, there are many toxic relationships that I'm sure he's probably in one. Maybe he's in one self. That they call themselves beige, they call themselves different names and they are still dating themselves. I don't think that stops anybody from dating anybody, right? Let alone date me. Are you thinking that that is a metric for why I'm not dated or I'm not committed to what kind of dating pool do you date, my brother? Because my own dating pool require women to be actually resilient, strong, and have standards. The kind of men I date would want me to stand up for myself and want to address me in that manner. They will not want me to be a pushover. Neither will not want me to be any man's cup of tea. I am not any man's cup of tea. So that's the answer to that. Anyway, feminine energy is a lot. I'm still learning. There's still a masculine side of me inside. I'm ready to fight and defend my honor. But it's a beautiful thing to embody, and we all will manifest it differently. Some women are so feminine that they can be speaking like this. Hi. So today, it's not me. The day I can speak calm, I speak calm. The day I speak like this, I speak like this. The day I want to go, hey, it will occur. It's not my natural turn, but there's a lot that comes with growing into your femininity that actually allows some things to just come in and ooze out of you naturally. And I'm all in for that. And that'll be all for today. If you have any questions, any scenario, or maybe you have gone through this yourself, please send it in the comment section. And it's not only men that shame women. Women do it too. Hey, especially when it comes to just being a dancer. I have had women in the corporate world or in a world that feels that they are just bigger than you. You know how women also shame women for Mr. and Mrs. This and Mrs. Call me Mrs. Happier Verke or Papa sister. That scenario is also a place where that women also create that ego. When they see you as a younger woman, they just look at you as, call me Mrs. So as I'm not a Mrs. now, the person, are you not that dancer? That girl that dance? Women do that to me as well. So it's not only a man thing. It's just that I express it more with men, the condescending slurs, than women. But women do also do that when they also feel, I think it's an African thing. We all have self-esteem issue. Whereas warriors gather, we are always defensive. Do you understand? That's why anytime we have power, we display it. Even get man go display power when he's here. So I think it's a work in progress for all of us, and we'll all be all right. We'll be fine. Bye. Hey, ladies. So my journey of transformation will not be complete without me giving back the opportunity that God gave me for going through all I went through in life and giving me the capacity to rise above it in a lot of ways. I have created a program called Transform Her 100. It is basically for women. 100 days of total transformation is guaranteed. And when I say total transformation, you'll see a shift in who you are physically, mentally, spiritually, and subconsciously. You'll be able to elevate yourself, rejuvenate your energy, and revive the divine feminine that you are inside. You'll be able to drop dress sizes and see the beauty in your body by loving it, understanding it, and be able to take care of it in the healthiest form and ways, all while having fun. This program is done virtually, and I have the best coaches around the world coming in, dropping resources, pitching in some of the practices that we need to adopt in order to sustain this beautiful, healthy lifestyle and relationship we should have with ourselves. Ladies, you deserve it. You are worth it. And guess what? I made it cheap. When I say cheap, it's not cheap by virtue of money, currency, and I'll use the word affordable. $1 a day for 100 days. Do not tell me that you are not worth that investment, because you spend that money on wig, you spend that money on drinks, you spend that money on food that you use and go, you spend that money on gym subscription that you did not attend. This program is done virtually, and it is done in such a way whereby you can take your time. There is privacy in there, even though it's a community. Your own journey is private because you get your own login details. You'll be able to start your journey at your own pace. However, we have a community which worked last time I did a program like that. The community was the driving force. Women who were supporting women, helping women. And guess what? We created a network, and they were meeting themselves from all parts of the world. That is the healthy space that you need to thrive, to survive, and to transform. Transform with Kaffy 100 is meant for you, and you know that. So subscribe now. Go to www.iamkaffy.com and you can click and just pay for your subscription. You can waitlist on the app, because at the end of the day, we are also going to be adding the program to the Ijoda app. So waitlist on the Ijoda app. At the same time, go and secure your slot at the www.iamkaffy.com website. Go to shop, secure your slot. Let's know that you are on the journey of becoming not just an Ijodian, but a transformer.